Kia ora Aotearoa, New Zealand. I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks very much for joining us for our special Waitangi Day forecast and also a 14-day outlook covering rain. There are some parts of New Zealand that are getting very dry. We're going to try and make it as simple for you covering the next 2 weeks, where the rain is likely to be in the New Zealand and Australia areas, and which parts are likely to get it, which parts are likely to miss out. All those details coming up at the end of this forecast. But we're kicking off with Tuesday and the warm weather we've got before Waitangi's colder change arrives. So we've got these warm nor'westers. It's coming out of the subtropics. That's why a lot of places you see with the orange colouring into the late 20s, maybe the early 30s, just like we saw on Monday. But the cooler change is arriving, and in fact, already by the end of Tuesday, the temperatures will be getting back to about normal before cooling down even further overnight. So this is the departure from normal. In other words, how much hotter or cooler will it be by the time we get to Tuesday afternoon? And as you can see, most parts of the country are warmer than average by perhaps 2, 4, 5 degrees. Further down to the south though, you see the temperatures getting back to normal. That's ahead of the cooler change, and the same story on the west coast. That cooler airflow or normal airflow is starting to move in. But this is how we look on Waitangi Day. It does not look dramatic, but the temperatures are certainly taking a big hit. We'll show you that in a brief second, but you can see the showers, they're moving northwards. There'll be a couple around Nelson, a very dry area, but don't get too excited. That won't be very much for you. And then we'll see more showery weather going up around the eastern side. The pale blue colouring here means drizzle patches, very light showers, plenty of dry spells, but the temperatures really do drop because this airflow is coming right out of the Southern Ocean and turning around. So you might have a nor'easter in your forecast, but you might also only have a high of about 14 degrees. So these areas in blue, these are the areas that are colder than average by up to 4 to 8 degrees in this dark blue, below what is normal for this time of the year. So it's really sort of Canterbury, Marlborough, Wairarapa, those areas that will be most affected, maybe parts of coastal Otago as well. The flip side is that the western side and northern parts will be warmer than average, so Waitangi itself looks really good, but definitely a cool down in these eastern areas, and you'll feel it again at night time, a fairly cold night for Waitangi night and going in towards Thursday morning. And this is lunchtime Thursday, so still a little cool with that high over the top locking in the colder weather from Wednesday, but it will start to warm up again by Thursday. Few showers lingering around Gisborne. You've got that cooler airflow. That's that southerly curving around as an easterly for you, and just a couple of easterly showers for the north as well. And by Friday, more of those easterlies continuing, showers starting to appear a bit more frequently and warming up. These easterlies are coming out of the subtropics or very near them, so it won't be overly cold, and you'll start to notice a nor'west flow building in the South Island as well. So this weekend, you see that low to the north. That is the one that is driving these easterlies between that low to the north and the big high out to our east. Meanwhile, to the southwest, we've got a storm down here in the Southern Ocean that's going to help produce stronger winds, which means subtropical gusty nor'westers for some parts on Saturday means it'll be hot and windy in some areas, and we've got lovely sea breezes for these eastern areas up in the north, but they will bring in a couple of showers. By Sunday, not quite so showery for the North Island, but the rain comes in from the west coast from that Southern Ocean system, kind of a separate set of weather. And then you move further north, you've got this big storm up in the tropics, but it's not yet affecting us. It might start to drive in some swells on Sunday, maybe a bit of high cloud. Then we get to Monday, and it's getting much closer to us. Winds are picking up from the southeast. That's usually a very sunny, hot direction though for Waikato, King Country and parts of Auckland, but it might be cloudier and a bit windier around East Cape, and another low in the Southern Ocean keeps the showers and the wind coming down in the south. So New Zealand's in a little bit of a bubble of high pressure. You might have noticed that. These storms to the northeast, more to the southwest. So what is going on rainfall wise? Well, here is the 14-day rainfall accumulation map. In other words, how much rain is coming in the next 2 weeks. I've highlighted the areas that don't see much rain because some people get a bit confused in the scale. It's got blue at the bottom and blue at the very end, but the dark blue, that's this stuff. That's 300 millimeters of rain, or getting up towards half a meter of rain in this big area, with the dark blue and the purples all up in the tropical sort of stuff. But down towards New Zealand, 0, 1, 5, 10, 15 millimeters in this area with the blues, the greens and the yellows. Similar story for Australia, and in fact these areas in here with nothing to see, that's no rain coming for the next 2 weeks. So when you're close up to New Zealand, It is looking pretty dry. We are mostly down in this area here. We might see 20 or 30 millimeters in some of these eastern showers coming in around Northland, but the blues and the greens you see all around here, especially these pale blues around Cook Strait, that's almost no rain. And in fact, the dark blue you see just there, that is not in the key. That is no colouring, that's the sea. So it is very dry around Cook Strait and central New Zealand. All the areas that are currently dry will stay dry for the next couple of weeks ahead. That is all from me. Have a great Waitangi day. We'll see you again on Thursday.